The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus was praying in a certain place, and when he had finished, one of his disciples said to him, "Lord, teach us to pray, just as John taught his disciples." He said to them, "When you pray, say, 'Father, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come. Give us each day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, for we ourselves forgive everyone in debt to us, and do not subject us to the final test." The Gospel of the Lord. There's a pretty popular misunderstanding of the job of a teacher. I think a lot of people who have never done it think that the job of a teacher is to go in and write a lot of stuff on the board and come back 2 weeks later and see if the kids remembered what you'd written on the board. And it's this transmission of knowledge that goes from the teacher's head into the student's head, and that's teaching. Well, it's not. In fact, it's not even close. And we have a great example of what teaching is in this gospel. There's a trick in teaching, especially this age group. And the trick is to get them to say, "Teach us, teach me." That's exactly what Jesus does. The disciples come to him and say, "Teach us to pray." How did he do it? Well, I think he did it by developing a relationship with them. He got to know them. He knew what they needed. He knew what they were looking for. But he also did it by praying. At the beginning of the gospel, Jesus was praying. He was doing the exact thing that he was hoping they would ask him to teach them to do. What is it our students need to see? I think they need to see teachers who are themselves learning so that they want to learn. And then they say, "Teach me." Now, it's not going to happen every day. And don't get me wrong, when I taught English, we didn't start every class with them saying, "Oh, Father Johnson, teach us to write paragraphs." It doesn't work that way. But it does start with a relationship, and it does start with doing the very thing that you want them to do. And then what's the result? When they say, "Teach us to pray," Jesus gives them this little prayer. And it wasn't like a month later they were like, "Man, what did he say?" I don't know. No, 2,000 years later, we're still saying this prayer.